Hey, good morning, class. Apologize on the lighting. I'm currently in Palau, so I'm trying to make the best of it. So the discussion for this unit is talking thin clients versus thick clients. I've had the opportunity to work with both in the past and other jobs. So I'll talk about thin clients. So the thing with thin clients is they're it's fairly easy to deploy. They're terminal based, so they're ideal for, say, customer service or data entry with like repetitive function between a company and a client. Of course, everything runs off of a server, so it's centralized there. However, they're limited to what the server's function is, and it can only run on that specific server. So a lot of times, if server's down, that means client's down. So that seems to be a possible risk of implementing thin client. Access is all centralized, which is kind of good. Um, However, there's not like really any local storage. If you have something that's specific to where you're working on, say it's your desk or your office, it does have the ability to cannibalize other equipment to make them thin client. It doesn't have to be anything specific typically, but they do make small form factors just made for a thin client. And since it's centralized, I know that uh, maintaining security and compliance can be all bottleneck on the server itself. So that's obviously a plus for thin client. Now for thick client, it you use more of a traditional workstation that I think everybody's used to. So obviously there's a cost between that form factor and a thin client form factor because it's got more components, obviously. It's like a regular computer that we're used to. It has more uptime because even if the server goes down, you have a local workstation that stays up. Even though it may be offline, your work is still there. You only need to be online with the server when you need it, based off the local storage or all the software or functions that you need to do locally with that workstation. So that's a plus. And also, like I said many times, you can store locally all your files. You can configure the way you want it to, i.e., how you want your information archived or such. And it also keeps the communication, or I guess the information demand between the workstation and the server is less than it would be with thin client. The only, I think the big downside is obviously security because it being workstations basically being kind of a separate device aside from the server because it's only using the server. Um, I think the security is broken down to being more open for vulnerability when you have more workstations because everybody can do everything independent basically, and you don't know what everybody's doing uh, when it comes to maintaining policy of how they conduct work on their workstation until it's basically, I think, I would define it as being too late. And then, of course, maintaining compliance, updates across all workstations as opposed to one single update on a server for thin client. I think those are the big differences. So uh, please please respond with some constructive feedback. I appreciate it, and thank you.